All right, guys, today's lesson is all about compressing the golf ball, putting a squeeze on it, trapping the golf ball between the club and the ground. There is no better feeling than trapping that golf ball, guys, squeezing it into the ground, reducing dynamic loft, stripping the back end or the bounce of the golf club. We're going to discuss that today. But before we get started, if you've not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and press that subscribe button. I'd be very, very grateful. There's a bell button next door. Click on that. You get a notification every time I release a new video. My name is Andrew Emery. Welcome to the channel. So many golfers struggling with compression, struggling to hit their irons solid, picking it, hitting a lot of shots thin. The harder they try to use their body in order to try and move the low point forward, that's the middle of your divot, guys, is your low point, the worse it gets. And it's just not helping, right? A lot of these videos are very well intentioned, but ultimately what we need to understand is we don't have anything yet that we can wear, okay, that measures what we call neurological intent. In other words, what is it that good players are feeling in order to get into some of these so-called positions that we see with really good players? With all good intention, trying to work on getting into positions often gets us into a heck of a lot of trouble. This is a dynamic motion, guys. It's a very fluid, athletic motion. Impact is not a position. Impact is a direct reflection of how the golf club is being delivered. It is like a mirror, okay? If you've got a terrible impact position, you're normally having to have a terrible impact position. It's a requirement in order to make the ball go straight, okay? When we move into impact, there's a few things that I see with all really good players. They keep their head pretty quiet. I don't see a lot of movement with the head one way or the other. I see more pressure into the front foot at impact than there was at address. A considerable amount more, especially for irons. There's no question we want to be heavy on the lead leg, okay? We want to unweight the trail leg. That's a really big one. We also see with good players a little bit of forward shaft lean. 10 or 12 degrees, guys. Let's not go crazy. Leaning the shaft way forward. You know how that's working for you. If you've ever tried to do that, you're probably going to play a lot worse. But we do want a little bit of shaft lean. How in the world do we get the shaft leaning forward? Well, my feeling is a little bit different to a lot of coaches. What I see, and the reason the golf club isn't leaning forward at impact, is because golfers are in a real hurry to sort of spin their body back to the golf ball. They get very, very open very, very soon, right? So if you turn back to the golf ball very early, what tends to happen is the arms stay up, okay, which requires the club to come down. Think about it for a second. If my arms are too far trapped behind my body, I'm going to have to throw the club out in order to catch it up to my body. And what I see with really good golfers, and this is a big one, guys, not only to get into to a better corridor or a better plane for you slicers out there, this is going to be huge, but it also to get the lead arm further forward at the point of collision, which is what I see all good players do. You have to understand that arms down essentially is arms forward. Arms up is arms back, okay? In golf, we want to be able to sling our arms off our chest as we strike the golf ball. If you were throwing a ball, hitting a cross-court forehand, you would go ahead, guys, and you'd sling it, okay? There's no question. We store some energy, and then we sling it. I see a lot of contraction through the golf ball for most golfers. If you're this golfer here, 18 inches to a foot behind the golf ball that's already released, and then from here, you're pulling that golf club towards you, you're very handcuffed, very contracted. The way to fix it is to stay closed as you change direction. I'm going to hit this golf ball. I want you to work on this drill. I've got a 9-iron here. I'm going to play the ball opposite my trail foot, way too far back in my stance. Essentially, I'm setting up right here normally, and then I'm putting the golf club back there, okay? What I'm not doing is turning my shoulders way to the right as I do this drill, but I'm going to play the ball way back in my stance, okay? What I'm going to have to do here to strike this golf ball, if I get spinning too early, I'm going to swing literally over the top of the golf ball this way. Okay, I'm going to miss it pretty much altogether. The only way I can hit this golf ball is to stay facing it when I strike it. Boom. Back in there. Can you see that? You'll also notice how easy it is for me very naturally to have my hands and arms a little bit more out in front of the golf ball. Okay? If you're doing this, the goal here is to focus on chest down, okay? So you can see how compressed that was. I hit ball first there, and I took myself a little 32-ounce steak out of the ground, okay? not a bacon strip. I'm not picking it, but I'm actually squeezing it. I'm compressing it. But what we want to do here, guys, is we want to keep our chest down as our arms drop. So as I change direction here, you're going to see my back stays to the target. My chest faces the balls back here. My arms drop, okay? And then as I strike the golf ball, I'm going to remain flexed towards the golf ball. If we do it down the line here, play the ball opposite your back foot, guys. 9 iron. Don't twist your shoulders to the right. Set up kind of square and then play the ball back. As I go to the top here, all right, I'm going to allow my arms to drop. Okay, look how closed I am. My chest is facing back. When I strike the golf ball, I'm going to do my best to remain flexed. I'm going to keep my chest down as my arms drop. What I don't want to see here, guys, is your chest immediately working around the corner and up. That's what I see with most golfers. So instead of that lead shoulder pointing in front of the golf ball, right shoulder higher, left shoulder lower, what we've got with you spinners out there, you pinners and spinners, you know who you are. You get to the top, you're in a hurry to turn back to the golf ball, and of course the butt end of the club is going to start to point up as the lead shoulder points up. We've got this look here as we change direction. Is it any wonder that you're hitting up on the golf ball? You've got no chance of squeezing it or compressing it. All right, guys, a little TV time out. For those of you that like to work with me in person, I'm going to be hosting my Swing for Life golf schools in August, September, and October. I am the Director of Instruction at the Links at Stono Ferry. We're located 18 miles due west of beautiful downtown Charleston, South Carolina. If you're looking for any information on my golf schools, head to the description. You will find it there. We'll talk to you soon. So we really want to work hard on staying flexed. Okay, one more time here. Set it up right in the center of my stance, put the ball back. I'm going to go ahead and really drive the club into the golf ball here and down into the ground. There it is again. All right, so what you're noticing there is I'm applying the brakes. What I'm doing is I'm punching it. I'm not finishing all the way through the golf ball. I'm finishing right around here. I'm almost trying to stop as I strike the golf ball. The reason I'm doing that is that I want to apply some pressure against the back of the golf club. I want to get my arms further forward. What I don't want to do, guys, as I approach the golf ball, okay, is swing the club head towards me. What I want to do here is I want to get that club head moving away from me. You'll notice how my trail arm is moving forward. My lead arm is coming off my chest and my chest is staying down, okay? So I'm going to say that again. My trail arm, not only is it dropping, it's moving forward. My lead arm is moving forward, okay? And my chest is staying down. That is how you're going to move your low point forward. You're not going to move your low point forward and compress the ball if you're moving into extension too early, this move here, okay? And you're certainly not going to compress the golf ball if you're pulling your arms towards you. It's very, very important to get those arms extending past the golf ball, all right? Once you've done this a few times, what you're going to do is you're going to start to creep that ball a little bit more towards the center of the stance. What I want you doing though, guys, okay, ball's in the middle now. Can you see that? Is I want you to have an imaginary ball opposite your right foot. All right, so back in here where it just was. Now I'm going to hit this one. Now here's the trick. We've got to keep the head and the chest back so we're facing the ball that's back behind us. That's what we did when we just hit the last golf shot. But what we're going to do here is we're going to allow our arms to move further forward. So we're going to start to keep the head back, okay? Very, very important. The head's not driving forward. That's what's causing the release in the first place, way too far behind the golf ball. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a little bit more of a commute out of my grip. I'm getting the grip end of the golf club traveling a little further forward. All right, same feels as I had before. Let's go ahead and put the ball in the center of the stance, little punch shot, 9-iron. Chest staying back, arms are dropping. And let's go ahead and get those arms traveling further forward. There we go. I've got that same nice crisp sound, hitting it really, really solid. I am not in a hurry, guys, to get back to the golf ball. I'm staying close. My lead shoulder, which is so incredibly important, as I change direction, my lead shoulder feels like it's staying down, okay? What I'm not doing as I change direction is immediately elevating the lead side at my body. There's a lot of talk these days about extending through the golf ball. You've seen a lot of videos, a lot of very good coaches talking about it. It is not incorrect, but most of you are extending when the club is to the right, as a right-handed golfer, to the right of your body. You're extending while your arms are still back here. That is a huge problem. Extension in golf, length in golf is really, really important. This idea of having a firm left side and using that stuff is great. But we're doing it, guys, after we strike the golf ball, okay? We're not doing it before, okay? We're in here, we're striking the golf ball, and then from here, you know, we can start to move the club a little bit more around the corner. We can start to extend. So in my opinion, the way you deliver the golf club supersedes anything you're really feeling through the golf ball. That is really, really important. So try this drill, guys. Play the 9-iron way back in your stance. Has the added advantage of pushing your path further to the right. For those of you that come over the top of it, it's going to be really, really beneficial. Chest down as you change direction. Arms forward, move the ball a little further forward, do the same thing. Lots of little punch shots, guys. We're going to finish right here at around waist high. Don't swing the club all the way through when you're working initially on trying to compress the golf ball. If you think this could help, go ahead and share. If you have any comments, always get back. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate it. Let's start squeezing that golf ball between the club and the ground. You're going to love it. We'll talk to you soon.